Yeah. Hair flip, yeah, I'm a badass bitch. I don't like it. Hair flip, yeah. Oh my god. So you guys should be happy. Oh my goodness. Hair flip. But anyways, hair flip. Hair flipping on the toes. Hi. What's the number right now? You know, what's up with Pam? What's she at? She's sick on.
With a bad cold. Pam, hi, we love you.
Well,
we miss
Pam.
you.
We miss you. I'm sorry for giving it to you.
Oh, you're to blame of it, right?
I had to spread my love.
Let's start with your name in general. Why total?
It was total opposites at first because we're totally three different young women.
Right. Well, before you go any further, break it down. What makes you so different? What's different about her? What's different about you?
I'll let her break it down.
Right, yeah.
Our attitudes, our background, our style, our vibe, and our sound.
Just everything.
Everything.
That's total. You got the total package.
Well, give me your part of the package. Yeah,
well, I'm like that laid back on the DL.
Quiet.
Quiet.
Yeah. Speak when necessary.
Yeah.
What about Pam? Since she's not here, we gotta represent her, you know?
Pam is just hardcore.
Going all out.
That's the one with all the funk.
Right.
Call it a funky one.
That sounds like a good combination, though. I guess it does give you a total package when you think about the name. Was it hard, like, getting your demo once you got with the local producers, shopping your demo, and how did that happen? I mean,
well, it was just real tricky with them because they would like, we did a lot of songs with them, we even wrote stuff, and they tried to sign us to this production deal. That's why I tell everybody, when you're trying to get in this business, you can always wait to sign them papers. Make sure it's what you really want.
Exactly, get a lawyer.
And just because we wouldn't sign a production deal, he started acting funny and like, it just didn't work out with him.
company people are, what?
Shady.
Definitely shady.
But what made you choose Bad Boy, you know? Say, this is it. I want to get with them. You know?
It's like, well, we chose Bad Boy in a way, but it was just like Bad Boy chose us.
Oh,
all destined. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's like Keisha could go in the stories of how she used to read the back of the tape and call people, and it's like, We done met all these people Keisha called and lied
Bobby
to.
Brown, I'm the Holly Berry that called you.
So now you get mail. They're like, you're the one on my voicemail, huh?
Yeah.
That's right.
But we happened to bump into a personal friend of Puffy. Well, not bump into the guys that we were working with from the Bronx. They kept our number, and everybody, still kept it cool and everything. And they called us and said, well, if you're looking for management, if you're still trying to sing, I have somebody that's, that's from Mount Vernon and she grew up with, Heavy D and Pete Rock CL Smooth, and she, it's probably a good connection.
Right.
And we started going out and working with her and meeting different people. She had us jumping out of vans and
doing
blowing up the spot on
blowing up the
Bismarck.
spot.
Right.
Just singing and just letting it be real and letting people say, see that we're not scared. This is what we really want. Paying our dues, basically. And she took us up to Puffy. One night he was in the studio and we sang a cappella for him.
In the elevator, right? Something like that.
We made up the song in the car.
Like within the time we pulled up from the, the studio, she was like, "You getting ready to go up here?"
You made up an original song.
Yeah, I mean, it was original. It's like got the
It's gonna be one of the interludes on the album.
Yeah.
I want you to do it. Can you remember the song? I want you to do a little bit for me.
We are total. We are total. We are total.
I can give you a beat.
All in one.
We are total.
We are total. We are total. Missing one.
That was good.
Whatever happened to the group Total? Let's get into this article from Soul and Stereo. We were first introduced to Kima Raynor, Keisha Spivey, and Pam Long in 1995 via the New Jersey Drive soundtrack with their hit Can't You See. Their vocals were always questionable, although they sound magnificent by today's standards. But nonetheless, the song helped fuel Bad Boy's hot streak back then. Anything Puff touched turned into gold or platinum. The Notorious B.I.G.'s infamously quotable rap made the song even more memorable. My rap rhymes is like mine's, one step kaboom, black suits fill the room. I know I say this at least once a week, but I miss Biggie. The girl's platinum self-titled album was released earlier that next year. Remember the Columbia House Music Club that sold you 15 CDs for a penny? I got this album for a penny, and it was worth every 1 cent. Boy, did that album spawn some great singles. Kissing You and its remix, No One Else and its remix, Do You Think About Us, which didn't get a remix, but I recall, but oh wait, here it is. If you click at least one of those links, you were probably born after 1999.
Check it out. Give me all the chicken heads from Pasadena to Medina, baby. Get in between you there. Speaking of the prognosis, doses, bloods and things like Twizzlers. Biggest fitting to her. What's under that skirt? Slow down, son. You killing them. Who filling them with octane? Out gassed up. About to get blasted up, son. The last one from the brother missile. Seen it when he kissed them at the wake. Man, body shake. The high guy.
First time in London, because it ain't. And it ain't no point me saying, how's your trip? How's it been? Because they always have a great time when they come here. Don't you guys?
Yes.
Of course, I'm talking to Total from the Bad Boy camp.
Total.
See, they come from London. Total here. With all their style and paraphernalia and regalia and everything. Is that right? Is that word, regalia? I don't know. They look great as ever. Hi, girls. How you doing?
How are you? Fine.
Very, very well. Obviously, you're excited to be performing again over here?
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah?
Yes, that's a definite.
Yeah, do you know what tracks you're going to be doing?
We're gonna do Trippin', our new single off the new album titled Kima, Keisha, and Pam.
Trippin'.
We're gonna do Can't You See and What About Us?
What about us? Oh yeah, how can we forget Soul Food?
Yeah, Soul Food.
What about us? And that Trippin' track's with Ficky Missy.
Yeah, yep, it sure is.
Yeah, it's a great tune. Now,
Total struck gold the next year with their single What About Us from the Soul Food soundtrack. It featured my hometown peeps Missy Elliott and Timbaland, who at the time were blazing hot. Total certainly knew how to ride coattails of the hottest producers. Not skipping a beat, Total's sophomore album, Kima, Keisha, and Pam, landed the following year in 1998. By 98, the Bad Boy Gravy Train was beginning to run out of steam, and this album was the first casualty. Don't get me wrong, the set was decent and went gold, but it was hurt by the lack of a strong single. I was a fan of both Trippin' and Sitting Home, but neither took off like their earlier work. By 2000, like most of Bad Boy's early acts, Toto had totally vanished. Keisha married actor Omar Epps a few years back, and I haven't had a clue what Pam and Kima are doing these days. Even Kima's sister, Vita, the scrawny female rapper who hung out with Ja Rule back in the day, is in hiding. Should they come back? If the Wikipedia is to be believed, I know, the group has no interest in reforming. That might be for the best. What Toto lacked in vocal power, they made up for in spades by getting cozy with the hottest producers of the moment. I doubt Kanye or the guy 40 who does all those sad Drake songs will be interested in resurrecting their careers. Whatever they do, they should stay far away from Puffy. He'll turn your career into a bad night of drinking. It's a big old party till you wake up in the gutter.
Raw, and she's true to who she is. Right. And I love Rihanna, so big up Rihanna.
Yeah. You guys have the Biggie shirts. Now we gotta pay homage. You've worked with Mace, you've worked with Biggie, you've worked with Missy Elliott. Who is the most inspiring artist or talent that you've worked with in the studio?
You know what? Everybody had their own originality, so it's just like, but of course, I'm wearing this t-shirt tonight, and so big up to Big, and hey Big, I know you resting in heaven. Tell Grandma I said what's up.
Is it a myth? Did he really not write lyrics down?
For real?
Yeah, he really didn't. No.
Biggie used to look up in the air, sit back, and do what he did, and at that time in life, and if you don't know, he can choke and make you cough a little bit off of it. But I know, but for the most part, he would sit there, put his head back. I got it, and walk in. Give me all the chicken heads from Pasadena to my
Bet Big, get in between your and
Give me all the chicken heads from Pasadena to Medina. Bet Big, get in between you, then peep the prognosis, doses, blends and bends like
Gia Peppers for Music Exclusives TV.
And we got the original bad girls of R&B.
Original.
No, wait, before we get into it, it better not be some drama. Where is
Keisha?
Yes.
She right here.
Yeah, you don't see her?
You don't see her?
I see her. She's right there.
Matter of fact, you sitting on her. Get up.
I mean, look. I mean, you guys did a great show, and I'm blown away by everything you've done. Let's go back to the beginning.
No. But you asked the question. We just want to clear it up. You just said where Keisha at. Talk. I'm about to kiss the mic. No, I'm sorry. I'm playing. But nah, y'all asked where Keisha at to the fans. Listen, Keisha got obligations. She's got other obligations that she was taking care of, and plus she has a family. So you gotta, you know what I mean? We gotta be considerate of that. And it's just like at the same time, Kima is a mom too. So It's just like I'm not a mom yet. So it's just like you have to be understanding. And I say Keisha is here because she is here. We sisters off the stage before we ever got on that stage. Is that when you see us, we represent her, and when you see Keisha, she represents us.
Wow.
So it'll always be that. So to the fans, we ain't broke up. We ain't never gonna let go of each other because it was total first here before you seen us out there.
Exactly.
For real.
And until Keisha is ready to come back, it'll be just us two because that spot will never be replaced.
What do you think it was about?
Pamela Long of the group Toto. How you doing? Are you still with Toto? Can I say that? All right, good. That's a life commitment.
Yes,
I love
always.
that.
Yes, for real.
So how you doing?
I'm good. You?
Good. How you doing, man? I'm tired.
But I'm excited because we got you in the building.
Legends
in the building.
Come through.
You know what it's like to go gold and then platinum.
Yes, I do.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know the fight to keep it moving. Yeah.
How does that feel? Like, what do you do? You get a letter or something? I know they send you plaques and all that, but that's after you get to the
You know what?
contract.
No, we never received a letter or nothing. It was just a plaque. Puff was just like, yo, that went gold, that went platinum. It's just like, oh, okay, because pretty much. Yeah,
There was a tape, was a check taped to that.
No, that might have been it, but it was not. Yes, pretty much. No, not at all.
No,
Yes.
I was gonna ask that too. Did the check come with that plaque?
Oh goodness.
So.
You know what? Keisha and Kima actually were a group, and I went to a studio in Plainville. I was 15 years old, and it was my first time ever going to a studio. And I came across the dude that was working with them. I recorded with him, and then I met Kima and Keisha like in passing. It wasn't nothing that was planned. We wasn't trying to be together. And then the next thing you know, probably like about 2 weeks later, the guy was just like, Kim and Keisha were actually looking for a third member, and he was just like, I think that you should be in the group. And I denied it at first. At first I said, nah, I don't want to be in a group.
You want to be a
I
solo
wanna be
artist. Okay.
And so,
you were 15 years old, you knew what you wanted.
Yeah, I was like, nah, I don't want to be in no group. And then plus two, I thought at the time, Kima was bougie. I was like, nah, I ain't rocking with her like that. Like, that was just my feelings. But then I was just like, all right, cool, I'll do it. And when I said that, it was just like history.
Total Baby, the original Bad Girls, and we back. We are going to share some comments from our fans who have took the time out to share with us about how they feel about the good news. So, I have a comment from...
Keisha Epps is for sure my angel. For her to be proud, she said, you're brave, you're brave. And that's it. She's my angel. Keisha is my angel. She said that you are very brave. And I know what that means.
What are you wearing?
I'm wearing Versace. Versace.
And what about you? What are you wearing?
By a designer named Muzani.
Well, you guys look great. You really complement each other. I love the intricate detailing here on the tie, for those of you who can't see it.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Do a little close-up in there.
There we go.
So have there been any celebrities tonight that you've actually been a little starstruck to see? I mean, you're pretty big time, but even big celebrities can see somebody and be kind of excited.
I'm looking for him. Hopefully I'll see him in the room, because, we're like lab rats on the red carpet. They're scurrying along. But looking forward to seeing the cast of Heroes. That's one of my favorite shows.
Okay. Definitely. I was very excited to see Felicia Rashad. She's classic.
Jerusalem.
For our second time. And it's been a complete, amazing experience.
My journey is one of, I guess, any human being, my existence here, and while I'm here. I'm very much interested in the why and the how and the what. you know, of, for me, it's spirituality, not necessarily religion.
Yep. This is my favorite shop. This is the hookah shop.
We are in find understanding, the quest for more knowledge.
Bad Boy Family Reunion Tour. I got Total in the building right now. What's going on, Keema, Keisha, and Pam?
Are we good? You? So much.
You know, I'm excited to be here, and I'm more excited because I'm standing next to y'all right now, and I know that my mom's gonna see this, and she's gonna flip out.
All right, so
okay, Mom.
Hey, Mom.
Yeah, say hi to Laura. Say hi to Laura.
Hi, Miss
What's her
Laura.
name?
Hi, Miss Laura.
Hi, Miss Laura. How are you?
All right, so yeah, check it out. I know it's crazy being back on this tour and just going all over the place with the entire fam right now. Like, do y'all miss the roar that pops off on the stage? Like when y'all come out and y'all do the smashes that y'all have been, you know what I mean? Like had for a minute now.
It feels good. Like I'm not gonna say we miss it, you know, because it's not like we haven't been getting some roars.
I mean, no, listen. I know y'all not on the couch.
We're still
you know
in the
what I mean?
present. We're still in the
It feels
moment.
good though. No, it really, really, truly, honestly, DC, it feels so good to
Right.
be, you know, to be appreciated and to be accepted, and you know, by the people, by the fans. It's amazing.
Absolutely. So being back on the road with like, you know, all of y'all folks, you know what I mean? Like, is it crazy? Like, kind of maybe reliving a little bit of like the camaraderie that you guys have had with other artists that were on the label over time?
Absolutely.
Yes,
Absolutely.
Yes, definitely reliving, healing. It's kind of just like picking up where we left off.
Back with Puffy Combs and with Mace, and you guys, you bet the hottest guys going today. How must that feel at 26 and 19 years old?
I mean, we feel blessed. We, you know, thank God for everything. We constantly pray and know that He's responsible for everything that has been blessed and granted to us. That's what we try to tell young kids, that it's important to have God in your life. And
I have to agree with you on that one. Now, you have produced records for the best that there is, and you're so young. How did you start with this whole thing?
I started really dancing in music videos, just
Really?
trying to just get a job and make ends meet. I went to college at Howard University, and so that's how I was paying some bills by dancing in music videos. And that's how I sort of behind the scenes. They kind of intrigued me, so I started working for free. I took an internship, and I would work for record companies for free, like a record company called Uptown MCA Records.
Right.
And that's how I got my start, from behind the scenes, just working for free. And then when a job came available, I was like one of the most likely candidates, and I got a chance, and I'm grateful for that.
Yeah, and that it all happened pretty quickly for you, from being an intern to being on the cover of the Rolling Stone. There you are in your underwear. Look at that.
Yeah.
We had Brandy on the show.
Yeah.
You produced some stuff for her,
Yes,
right?
I produced some stuff for her.
Did you know she had such a crush on you? She said she could hardly look at you. When you walked in the room, she had to take a nap.
I kind of figured there was a problem. I was, whenever I worked with her, she wouldn't let me be in the room. When I was to work with Brandy, and I said I wouldn't really know, because she would never let me in the room when she was singing her vocals.
Not a bad thing, huh?
Yeah,
And you have your own. You have your own record label now.
Yes, I have my own record label. All of my artists are on my record label. I'm on my own record label. It's
That's a
called
great
Bad Boy
thing.
Entertainment.
And this young man is on your label, and his
Name is Mace.
Yes, Mace. His CD, it went #1, debuted at #1.
Yes. Yes, I mean, that's like astonishing. The only other person to do that is like myself and Snoop Dogg. And
How about that, Mace? Congratulations to you. When did you start rapping? How old were you?
I started rapping about 3 years ago.
Yeah?
And I basically went to Atlanta to meet somebody else, but I ran into Puff and he gave me a shot. And I just try to make the best of my opportunity.
And you sure have done that. How does it feel to be 19 and #1?
Feels so good.
Yeah? I'll bet. It beats a lot of other places you could be, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you have coming up? You touring? What are you doing?
Yes, we're touring right now. I have a gift for you. Can I give you a gift?
Of
now?
course, I'd love a gift from you.
Yeah, we're on
Sean.
tour now. We're on a worldwide tour, and we brought you a tour jacket. Puff Daddy and the family.
Wow, thank you so much.
And
That's beautiful.
here's a Puff Daddy Scully.
A Puff Daddy Scully. Let me just put it on. The Puff Daddy hat. There we go.
Yeah.
Rosie in the house.
In the house.
Now, how's your little baby boy?
My son is doing great.
Yeah, he's
yes,
great. How is
yes.
3 years old?
Yes, he's 3 years old. He'll be 4 next month.
What's his name?
His name is Justin.
Justin, does he come on the road with you ever? Or?
He's coming on the road with me tonight, and
Yeah.
I get to spend a lot of time with him, and that's the most important thing in my life. He's just the greatest.
Well, it's a wonderful thing. You know, I think that you're a great guy, a great role model.
Oh, thank
you.
you.
Really are.
Thank
You're
you.
doing so well.
You know something? I bought a plate of yours at a charity, because I have my own charity, Daddy's House for Underprivileged Children.
And what exactly does that do?
That just goes around the different inner cities, and instead of preaching to the kids and talking like talking to them like you're an elder, it's more like giving kids different experiences. Because I feel like I am where I'm at right now because I've had the different experiences of life instead of just being trapped in the inner cities.
Right.
So I try to take them to computer camps and take them to Africa and take them, to Central Park and just show them different experiences. And I went to a foundation, a Children's Defense Fund, where you drew a plate.
That's right.
And I had bought your plate.
You're the one who bought my plate?
I bought your plate. It cost a lot of money.
It did?
Yeah.
Way to go! Puff Daddy buying my plate. I love that.
Yeah.
It's delightful to meet you.
Oh, pleasure to meet you
Continued
too.
success.
All
Not
right.
that you would need it from me. Mace, thank you so much.
One lay two, they were made so. Got a lot of girls that love to replace you. Tell it to your face, boo, not behind your back. Please talk, say what? Never mind that. Money, never find that. Pull a dime sack, right? Hot stuff that make them people say, rewind that. People know, go against the Harlem Gigolo. Get your hoe, live low, make the girl, come and go.
This article is from The Illest, and it was published on May 17th, 2007. Rapper Minister Mace rumored to be gay. Mace may be gay. There is a rumor in ATL, that's Atlanta, that Mace, aka Mason Durrell Betha, 28 years old, got into a car accident while picking up a transvestite. Apparently, the person was involved in a car accident, called into a local radio station to tell of the incident. After the incident, Mace didn't exit the vehicle and stayed inside of the vehicle while the car was being towed away. He had a towel wrapped around his head to hide his identity. Mace is a former artist for Sean Diddy Combs' hip-hop label Bad Boy Records during the late 1990s. Mace briefly associated himself with G-Unit and recorded some songs with several members of the label, despite not being officially signed. Mace quit rap to become a minister. However, later he returned to rap. I guess the money dried up. Mace tells us it ain't so. Don't tell me you did the Eddie Murphy. Now, why people found it so weird that Mace wouldn't get out of the car is because of the person that was on the side, basically that wasn't in the car with him anymore, was a transvestite. So they said that Mace stayed inside of the vehicle with a towel wrapped around his head to make sure people didn't know who he was. Now that completely makes sense if you think about it. If Mace would have got out the car, his identity definitely would have been shown. Him standing outside with a towel wrapped around his head just doesn't make any sense, especially if you got into a car accident. Things happen, but to hide your identity because of an accident, because you're a celebrity, doesn't make sense. But it makes all of the sense in the world to hide your face as a celebrity while you are out with a transvestite when you claim to be heterosexual. Let's get into it. This article is from the Living Out Loud with Darian blog. P. Diddy outed in an explosive new book. I believe it was the late notorious B.I.G. that coined the phrase "mo money, mo problems" on the hit track featuring Sean P. Diddy Combs and Mace. Well, it looks like art is about to imitate life if author and former Bad Boy artist Mark Curry has his way. Curry has written an explosive new book titled Dancing with the Devil: How Puff Burned the Bad Boys of Hip Hop. Inside, Curry gives the rundown on a side of P. Diddy that the public never gets to see, from alleged shady business practices to sexual trusts with men. The LOLDarian.com affiliate GAYEST sat down with Mark Curry during the premiere episode of GAYEST Unplugged TV and Curry about what he witnessed firsthand as a former member of P. Diddy's camp. Curry to GAYEST on the long-rumored romance between P. Diddy and Mase. You gotta look at it like this, a quote from Curry. A person like Mase that comes to Puff and wants a record deal automatically is willing to do anything he gotta do to get that deal. So you have to look at it like this. You're willing to sell your soul for this. And if you're willing to sell your soul, then you're willing to do anything. They might say he'll give you $1 million, but before I do that, I just want to take a couple pictures of you with your shirt and pants off too. Is hip hop we're talking about shameful, hypocritical, homophobic, and homoerotic at the same time?
And I had to run out and get this. This book was everything that I thought it was. 199 pages about everything that you thought you knew about Puff, pretty much confirmed. Did the Notorious B.I.G. really went off Bad Boy Records? But what was really going on between Puff and Mase? I'm just saying, two trannies, Harlem and Atlanta. Mark Curry answers everything that you have, and he held nothing back as we chopped it up on the Couch of Truth right here in the Studioplex Studios in Atlanta, Georgia. Let's go ahead and get into it. I'm telling you now, stop, hit the pause button, get your popcorn, get your mind right. Let's get into it. For someone who one people from this book seems to care a lot about what people think. How were you able, how did Puffy let you write this book?
Well, first, it's not about him letting me do anything.
Okay.
Because, you know, I'm a grown man. So as long as I got my own feet, my own hands, my own body things that I need in order to keep it rocking, I could do whatever I feel I can do. Without making sure I don't do anything to hurt anybody else who don't need to be hurt, or I just address those who I need to address.
Okay.
Two is, one thing we always remember is the truth will always set you free.
Yes.
And one thing about the truth is it can't be denied.
And now let's talk about that, because, you know, in your book you talked about pretty much, you know, Biggie, you talked about Tupac, you talked about Mase, and a whole bunch of other people. From your perception, how bad was the contract between Biggie and Bad Boy? Like, how much money was he literally being robbed of?
Well, you know, Biggie Smalls had Junior Mafia, and Biggie Smalls also had a friend was Undiz. So they were already starting their own record label before Biggie died.
Yes.
You remember, I believe Biggie was getting into his own Brooklyn Mint, the clothing line and all of that. So Biggie was already on his way out the door. You know, and I just remember the stories like when Biggie would want money from Puff, and like Puff, he would be like, they doing the show, Biggie wouldn't show up to the show until 10 minutes before the show. Yes. You understand? And Puff would be like, where's he at? Where's he at? And then that's how he would get his leverage. Like, Biggie knew that Puff needed him. Biggie, if you break it down and really look at the situation for what it truly is, Biggie Smalls made Bad Boy. Bad Boy is Biggie Smalls.
You have it on page 105, and you said, in many ways I was in the same spot as Biggie when he signed with Bad Boy. I was a poor cat who hadn't finished high school, but I had musical talent. Puff was rich. Puff was a rich cat with no musical talent, but also with a stable of mostly white advisors and lawyers who taught him how to put voodoo on his artists. And you went on to say that after Biggie signed the contracts that Puff forced on him, for example, he walked away with only $25,000 to avoid people finding out just how broke Biggie was when he was killed. Puff announced that he was giving the Fallen Stars family several $1 million, but if he had given Biggie a fair contract, Biggie would have had plenty of money to take care of his family forever and wouldn't have needed Puff's one-time charitable donation. That's a very, very powerful statement. And I was like, wow, you pretty much said that, you said with everything we all pretty much thought or we had heard. When someone mentions or alludes to anything about, you know, the rumors about Puffy being gay or any of that, does that shock you, or does that, or is that kind of like I can see that?
Yeah, because see, I don't have to actually see two men engage in sexual activity to say he's gay, because gay is a way of life. So I can look at the way you handle your money. I can look at the way you treat people. I can look at the way that you want it to be all about you. So you gotta look at how women are. Women have a certain characteristic about themselves that men don't have. So then you start looking at, yo, why in the world is you the only rich person and everybody else? Like, why is it so much about you? And if you got a artist that just did 3 million records, whoa, and he in the hotel stealing, not only is he a fool, but he doing what he had to do.
Yeah.
But the thing is, why is your man stealing? That's not just his fault, it's your fault too.
Do you believe the rumors between him and Mace?
Nah, that right there.
Hold on. Do you believe the rumors between
him and Mace? You know, well, you gotta look at it like this, you know, and I say it best like this.
Okay.
A person like Mace that comes to Puff that wants a record deal automatically is willing to do anything that he got to do to have that deal, because he asked them for a record deal. So then you got to look at it and be like, you know what, you willing to sell your soul for this shit right here.
And if you're willing to sell your soul, you're willing to do anything.
You're willing to do anything.
Damn you, Mark Curry.
Like, for example,